Hello, I am Kristen and welcome to my channel on healing my body and mind through nutrition and exercise. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, follow along, and comment. I love to hear your comments. Where are you on your journey and what has it helped heal? Or if you found out that maybe carnivore is not for you and maybe you're going more animal based, I would love to hear it all. So let's get started. Today we are doing a Q&A. Today is, why should I consider the carnivore diet? So there's no linear answer to this question. Personally, this is my belief. This is what I think. And a lot of people will argue with me, but I will say it because it's what I believe. There's no one size fits all, and everybody is different on the kind of diet that you are doing. A lot of people will tell you that carnivore is the only way. And that is the case for a lot of people. A lot of people who maybe are suffering with an autoimmune disease or depression or anxiety. And this is something of a relief that they have found with doing a carnivore diet. But for example, if you are here just to lose weight and you have no other real health issues, then the carnivore diet may not be for you. You can lose weight many other ways and still eat healthy. You can do a little bit more of an animal-based diet, or maybe keto works for you, even though a lot of carnivores will tell you that plants are trying to kill you and there's oxalates, which are true, and you just don't digest them the same. That can also be true. But you have to see what works for you, right? So there's no easy answer for this, but the carnivore diet is considered by some potentially the approach to improving your digestion, your energy levels, your mental clarity, or reducing inflammation. So like I said, if you have, you know, autoimmune disease or things like that, then yes, the carnivore diet may be a great way for you to start at least seeing if it is something that works for you for the long term, or if maybe later on you kind of start reintroducing and being a little bit more of animal-based kind of diet, or wherever you are on your journey. So going carnivore helps eliminate the potential allergens that and anti-nutrients found in plants, which is what the carnivores, and you'll hear some of the doctors and influencers kind of, trying to explain to you on how that all that works in your body, which may benefit those with digestive issues or, again, autoimmune conditions. And so for me, on my journey, I started the carnivore because I have autoimmune disease. I have a thyroid issue called Graves' disease. I also have microscopic colitis, which is a gut issue. I had inflammation in my hands, bulging disc in my neck and the back, which would cause inflammation a lot. I had depression. I have anxiety. I have fatigue and brain fog. And I have all these things. And it got to the point where I was just tired of being tired. And I tried keto before. I've tried low carb. I've tried a gut protocol program where I eliminated dairy and gluten, and it implemented more veggies, lots and lots of veggies. And my gut was just destroyed when I did that. And it didn't get better. And my depression was getting bad. And my anxiety was every single day. And every single day I had that fatigue where I just wanted to fall asleep. And the brain fog was heavy. I mean, a cloud over my head is the way that I can explain it. And so why should I consider the carnivore diet? Because of this right here. Write it down, save this video, tag a friend, forward it to somebody. My journey. Not a doctor or nutritionist, but this is my why. I'm no longer depressed. My anxiety is a lot lower. I don't have it every single day. I no longer feel fatigued. I have more energy to be with my kids and to get my work done and just feel good, because that brain fog has lifted. And I no longer feel like I'm not in control of my own mind. My inflammation has gone down. My hands don't hurt anymore. I still do have a little bit of the bulging discs. That's something that's just, it's not going to go away, but it doesn't get inflamed as often and hurt every single day where I couldn't, pick up my kid because of my low back. it has changed so much for me that I cannot express it enough. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I have my channel, because I want to share with you what has worked for me, the highs and the lows and all the in betweens. If you've been watching my videos, I am very raw and honest with you. There is no linear line in carnivore. I did not wake up in a week and say, I feel absolutely amazing. My anxiety is completely gone. I have no issues. I'm completely healthy. I'm vibrant. I'm live. That's not how it happens. I went 30 days and I almost quit every single day because my depression and my anxiety was so bad. And I had what's called the keto flu. I felt achy. I felt nauseous. I found out that I have an intolerance to pork that was making me nauseous. I found out that I had an allergy to bone broth. I mean, there was ups and downs. And I am still just healing my body and my mind. Your healing is not going to happen overnight. You've spent so many years harming your body, putting crap in your body, and it's going to take a lot for you mentally, more than anything, to not want to eat the foods that we are used to eating, for our bodies to adapt to eating this way, and to start healing. And so that is why you need to start. If you are feeling shitty, if you have inflammation, if you have an autoimmune disease, if you are depressed, if you have anxiety, if you have fatigue, if you have brain fog, whatever it is that you have, this may be what works for you. But you are the only one that is going to know if it truly is going to work for you. And so you can start this as an elimination diet and just see how you feel. Go get blood work done. See where you're at before, during, after, and find out if it's for you. But do not give the excuse that you cannot eat this way before even trying. And yes, there are a lot of studies that will tell you that red meat is bad for you. And along the way, we have learned that a lot of these studies are inaccurate. We have learned that it's not the truth, that things are pushed out to you by the media, by the food corporation, by the FDA even, because if you look at the foods that are approved here, especially in the United States, that should not be, you have to think to yourself, what is really healthy? What is really going to heal my body? And the doctors don't tell you this either, because the doctors want to put you on medication right away. Or the doctors want to just say, you're fine, your blood work looks good, you're on level, and go live your life the way that you've been living it, which for me was depressed, anxiety, fatigued, brain fog, right? We went through all those. And the doctor literally told me that most of it was probably in my head. My levels were fine, my blood work was fine, and there was nothing to do. End of story. Hang up the phone, walk out the office. Sorry. Oh my God. I got choked up. But that was not the case. That was not the case for me. And the only thing that got me going was knowing that I could no longer live this life of depression and anxiety where I couldn't be here fully for my kids. I have 3 kids. Or for my husband. Oh my gosh, and I don't have water in front of me. I'm sorry. And my husband, who is the one that I swear, he introduces me to everything and I hesitate always at first, and then I fall in love with it and I do it way longer than he does. So he had been telling me about the carnivore for years, and we saw Sean Baker on the Joe Rogan podcast. And I've said it before, I've had this conversation with you, but if you're new here, I'm going to repeat it. I thought he was crazy. I literally thought he was insane. I love my pasta. I love my chocolate. I am not giving that up. Just eating only red meat and animal products is not the way to live. I think that you need to balance. You need a balance in your life. These were all the things that I said. And I believed it. I really did. You can go back to old videos where I talk about a balanced diet where I can have a little bit of the croqueta but still lose weight. And yes, you can. You can have carbs and lose weight. It's all about portion control and exercising and right? But if we're not talking about just losing weight and we're talking overall health, health for your body, not only physically, but mentally, because that's where I was in my life. For me, it was a little bit of both, right? I have the thyroid issues and the gut issues, which is the physical part in my body. And I had the mental health where I had the depression and the fatigue and the brain fog and the anxiety. And I feel like you're not going to change your way of eating until you are tired of being tired. You are tired of not feeling good. You are tired of constantly being in pain. You are tired of not being able to be there with your family. You are tired of being depressed. You are tired of having anxiety. You're just tired. Literally, I was tired. And until you hit your rock bottom, wherever that is, it's different for everybody. When you get there, you're going to say, what is the worst thing that can happen by trying this carnivore diet? What is the worst thing that can happen? I'm going to give you a moment to think about it. That it doesn't work. It's the only thing I can think about. That it doesn't work. You're not going to get all these bad health issues if you only do it for 30, 60, 90 days, right? That's not going to do anything if you already have diabetes, if you already have, other disease that are from the processed sugars and the junk food that you're eating and the seed oils. I cannot say that I promise you because I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, I do not think that you're going to get worse. The worst thing that's going to happen is that it's just not going to work. You're not going to see any improvements. And you're going to still feel the same way that you're feeling now. And then we got to go back to the drawing board and figure out, well, what can help me? But what is the best thing that can happen by going carnivore? That it works. That you lower your medication dose, that you no longer have to be on medication, that you're no longer depressed, that you no longer have anxiety, you have energy, you're living your life the way that you should have been living it for so many years. So many years. That I lived depressed, that I lived with anxiety, that I was feeling fatigued and brain fogged, and all of these things that I could not get rid of no matter what I did. And I told my OBGYN after having kids of how I was feeling. I told the regular doctor, I told her the blood work to run. I even had her test me for H. pylori because a friend of mine told me that sometimes you can have that and it could be in your gut and that can cause anxiety. And I thought maybe that was causing my anxiety. And I needed to figure it out because I couldn't live like this anymore. And so that was my rock bottom. And so my husband started the carnivore diet in October. And I said, I'm going to transition. I'm going to do a little bit more low carb, have a little bit of my carbs that I do like on the weekend, my pasta. And even then I switched it to having like palmini versus actual pasta. And I tried to slowly transition. And when I would make him a carnivore dish for dinner, I would eat a carnivore dinner. And I told myself that come January 1st, I was going to enjoy the holidays. And I did. And come January 1st, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to start a carnivore diet. I'm going to start this podcast and I'm going to share with you the ins and the outs, the ups and the downs of my journey. And here I am, 170 days or so in, still going strong, still finding what works for me. Even if you don't agree with everything I eat, whether it's carnivore or not carnivore, right? Right now, I feel like I'm doing more of what is called the Kristen diet because there's no one size fits all and everybody is different and what works for me may not work for you and vice versa, right? So I'm doing the Kristen diet which is more carnivore-ish, but I'm playing with little things, more animal based, just to see how I feel. And I probably talked way longer on this question on why you should do carnivore, but those are my reasons. Those were my whys. So you have to find your why you should do the carnivore diet. And remember to ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen? And what is the best thing that can happen? And really, the best thing is going to outweigh the worst. Because the worst is that it just doesn't work, right? We said it. It doesn't work. Go try to find something else that works for you. Maybe more animal based works for you. Ketovore. I mean, there's all these things, right? But the best thing that can happen is that you'll be here like me talking to you, wherever you are, and reminding you that your health, your physical health, and your mental health is the most important in living a life that you want to live. Because you're not living life if you're always in pain. You're not living life to the fullest if you're always depressed. You're not living life to the fullest if you have anxiety every day. And as much as I would put a smile on my face and pretend that I was happy and pretend that everything was okay, it wasn't. And you cannot live life like that for your entire life without trying to see if changing your nutrition works for you. So I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that it's answered that question. I hope that if you are looking into carnivore, I helped just a little bit ease you into which direction you're going. I would love to hear it in the comments what you're thinking. If you want, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll link that below as well. And you can either DM me privately. I would love to help you get started on your journey. I am currently putting together a beginner's guide on what helped me on how to get started. And I would love to share that with you. So stay tuned for that. But I hope that my journey in some way can help somebody out there that needs it. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. I don't judge either. Not everybody is going to want to go carnivore, no matter how many doctors or influencers want to say it's the only way you can eat. You got to live your life. And so I truly believe that whatever your decision is does not affect me personally. And so you got to do you, right? I hope that you find what works for you. I hope that if you are on this carnivore journey, that it is working for you. I would love to hear those success stories. And I will see you again tomorrow. I hope that you have a beautiful day.